Hey, Wings fans, Scott Gabrielsen here. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Philadelphia Wings Alumni Spotlight. Today we've got former Wings captain, number 77, Dave Stilley. How you doing, Stills?
Doing well, Gabe. It's good to see you, Captain.
You too. Part of the Captain's Club. It's a great honor to have, don't you think?
Oh, 100%. One of the
Yeah,
best ever.
yeah, no doubt. We're very lucky to have hoisted championship cups with the C on our chest. So
That's right.
we're
That's
great.
right.
Well, thank you for joining us here. Dave, I want to kind of give fans at home a little overview of you. You were one of those players, one of those local kids that made good, right? You grew up in the area, you went to the Haverford School. You were a three-sport athlete, football, wrestling, and lacrosse. You were All-American in lacrosse your senior year. You went on to go to Duke University, two-time All-American at Duke, and then gets drafted by the Wings. So, I mean, you've had a great career and you're a great addition to the Wings in 1998. So I want to start there. Let's start, that one season we played together in 1998, that championship season. Talk about that and that experience for you.
It was pretty amazing, Gabe. I remember obviously that there wasn't a whole lot of hoopla about the draft. I think my dad actually called me to let me know I had been drafted. But for me, growing up in the area and going to all the Philadelphia Wings games, and the tradition, the clear tradition that existed, it was an amazing honor. And then getting to step on the field, and granted, you went through my high school and college accolades. I didn't even barely see the field the first couple of years. That's how good the Philadelphia Wings were back when I first started. So being able to make the team and play under your leadership with guys like Tony Resch and John McAvoy, John Nostrand, the Gate brothers. I mean, it was a dream come true as a kid growing up in the area in Philadelphia.
Yeah, it was. And that was a loaded team and that helped in 98. And you didn't get much time, but you took that. Talk about what the memory of that year, how that established your
It,
your mindset moving forward.
yeah, it really set the tone for me. I saw, this great group of talented individuals all have really full-time jobs and responsible for keeping their skill sets and conditioning at a very, very high level on their own. But I saw the camaraderie with the team. I saw the passion that my teammates brought to this game. That growing up playing American lacrosse, box lacrosse was foreign to me. So it was really an amazing experience for me, coming from the outside as a fan to now being in the locker room amidst all these guys that I idolized. It really just set the tone for the rest of my professional career. Saw what it took to be a championship team. I saw the passion that the fans had for the game and wanted to bring, the fact that we wanted to bring our energy to the game every game. It permeated everything that I did from that moment on. And I remember that year we won the championship against Baltimore. It was back when we did a best of three
Yeah,
championship series.
yeah.
So we won two games in Baltimore, as I recall. And I wanted to be right at that moment, cemented my desire to be on the field for the next one, and really kind of fell in love with box lacrosse from that first year moving forward.
Right. And you are a big boy. So, what are you? You're like 6'1", 230, something like that.
That was about 15 years ago,
Yeah,
Gabe.
yeah. Yeah,
Thank you for the
today.
generosity. I appreciate that.
But you were a bruiser. You came in with Berge and Buzza and Slade. I mean, it was a great rookie, class we had coming in, kind of set the tone for you. But it didn't take long for you to establish yourself as the leader. I retired in 98, walking off the floor with a cup over my head. But then you're the one that took on the C, and won a championship in 2001. Talk about that transition because you
That
were the
that
captain, you were
was
the
that
man, you're the one
that
that
was
set
amazing.
the
Hey, I was
tone.
honored. I was honored to be selected to be captain. I didn't expect it that year. Always tried to be a leader of every team that I had been on. But that group and the championship teams that I've been on to follow that, there was one essential ingredient that I think really separated the 98 team that I was a part of, but that 2001 team, it was chemistry. You had a great balance of, predominantly American players in a, Canadian dominated league, but also star Canadian players that all were gelled so well on and off the field. That team chemistry, you could just tell all year round there was something special about this group. Granted, we had the talent, but it was
Tom Marichek, Dallas Elliott in the goal.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
the stars were there, but I think, as being an American player and predominantly Canadian box league at the time, like I think it was us gelling, the local players kind of gelling around each other, gelling around the fans, and really, that chemistry kind of really fostered itself to something really, really special. The team that we beat, Toronto, they were the dynasty at the time. They had kind of supplanted the Wings, the cups that you raised, and they were the team to beat. And I think, the prior time we had played them in the playoffs, I think we lost 20-3 or something like that the year before or 2 years prior. So for us to go up and accomplish what we did in their barn for the championship, a squeaker. I think if the game had gone another 30 seconds, we probably would have given it up. That was an amazing experience, something that has stuck with me all the way up until this present day. I was actually talking to my kids they were asking me about playing in Philadelphia and all the memories I had. And I was telling them about one of my first games playing for the Wings in Philly, getting into a fight. I think it was Andy Ogilvy, and I didn't really know who he was. But I remember Tommy Fair coming up to me after the game and saying how big of a deal Andy was, and he was a heavyweight. All I remember was them playing Rocky in the stadium after that fight, and I thought I was going to levitate off the ground, Scott. It was a pretty amazing experience. So
that's so great. And you went on to win another cup in Colorado. So, I mean, that mindset continued. Steve Govett, a former teammate of ours for the Wings, went out to run that team. And I think Jimmy Rogers, see part of that one as well, right?
That was an amazing opportunity for me. I had retired from lacrosse. I was working on Wall Street at the time. This was right around the time when the .com bubble burst on Wall Street. And, I was going through some changes in my family at the time. And Steve took a shot on me, brought me out when I may have been seen by other owners and coaches as maybe being a little bit older and past my prime. But Steve took a chance on me and what resulted was not just another cup, but I had a chance to meet my current wife, Patrice, who actually worked for the Mammoth organization at the time, and really transformed my life. I got my career back on track out in Colorado, got a chance to work with Gary Gate on a startup initiative, which was amazing. So everywhere I've gone in life, success has followed, but it's usually because of a lacrosse connection, and through my relationships that I've built for this wonderful sport. And I'm just so incredibly grateful for my experience with the Wings that, again, led me to my relationship with Govett, that brought me out to Colorado, that brought me to my wife. You see how all this stuff is interconnected. My job that I'm in currently with Gartner, I've been with this company for 15 years. Jamie Hanford, Tommy Towers, two people that I played with professionally. Jamie, obviously on the Wings as well, helped me get my job. So these relationships, these championships that we've had the blessing of winning, they don't just stop and end on the field. They've permeated every aspect of my life, and I'm just so grateful for that, Scott.
Yeah, that's so great. And congratulations to you. You were a leader of men too. You took it from the field to now your professional ranks and your job. Talk about do the same. It's like a client needs direct, firm guidance, right? Just like your teammates do. So you've done so well in your professional.
I can't use the rough stuff like I normally use, Scott, when we get into deep negotiations. Sometimes I wish I could.
Right.
But honestly, the leadership lessons that I gained on the field have absolutely been an asset for me in the business world. Dealing with adversity, just knowing how to build proper chemistry, I try to build a team of high performing leaders now. And pretty much everything that I do and have done has been stolen from other leaders that I play for, like yourself, Scott. Again, the path was laid out for me. The relationships were there for me. I really just feel like I was at the right person, at the right place, at the right time. The rest is really taking care of itself.
Yes, it has. Well, you're part of Wings history and lore, and have raised the cup above your head. I can't thank you enough for joining us. Dave Stilley will be signing autographs at halftime of this weekend's game, so fans get there early. I'm sure there's going to be a line around the block. So thanks so much for joining us, Dave. Really
Thanks,
appreciate
Gabe. Looking forward to those Wings raising the cup again. That's where it belongs, in Philadelphia.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks, pal. Go Wings.
Cheers, buddy. Thank you.